Hey friends, I haven't done a haul video in a long time. Maybe not that long, maybe just a few months. But the reason that I haven't done a haul video is because I've had other content that I want to bring you that has superseded for me the interest of a haul video. So rather than do a haul, I'd rather share with you how the hauls worked out. So this is sort of like a blind buy chronicles kind of a video, and I'm going to do a part 1 and a part 2 because you know me and you know that I really enjoy purchasing fragrances and trying them out. Some stay in the collection, some go, some are given away to friends, and some get sold. I mean, it's all over the place, but I thought it might be interesting for you to hear which ones have worked out and which ones have been meh and which one have been fails. Okay, so let's go through all of that. I'm going to do a part 1 and a part 2 because there have been a lot since I've done like the last haul video, and this isn't everything that was purchased since then, but a good sampling of them. So no notes today, just a super quick overview of the feeling that the fragrance gives me and a general sense of what it smells like. Okay, so we're going to start off with Jimmy Choo. I Want Choo. Which the name is both cute and obnoxious. I do like this bottle. I hate that the top doesn't come off because the top is the atomizer. So you got to be careful not to be trying to pull this off. This is, I think, probably one of the most feminine fragrances in my collection. Very fruity and sweet and grabs my husband's attention. So fun, flirty, sweet fragrance that I really enjoy. This is a super thumbs up. Next is Kate Spade Sparkle. I wish I had gotten the big bottle. I really like this fragrance. It's gotten compliments. Now, I work from home, so unless my family's giving me compliments or telling me a fragrance stinks, I don't get a lot of feedback on fragrances. But I went to the salon to get my hair done, and the ladies loved it. In fact, my hairstylist was like, after I got my hair washed, she says, everybody, because I fell asleep in the chair. You know, they massage your scalp and everything while you're getting it washed out and all, and I was knocked out in the chair. What can I say? But she said everybody in the salon, I'm sure it wasn't everybody, I'm sure it was like 3 people, that they really liked this fragrance. They were complimenting me on it. And of course, part of me is mortified because I'm like, oh my God, does that actually mean that it's so loud that people everywhere can smell it? So of course I asked, is it too loud? Is it too much? She says, no, it's lovely. It's powdery. It's light. It says sparkle. Is this a sparkly fragrance? Maybe. This is more of like, I consider it like a fluffy kind of a fragrance, a cloud-like sort of fragrance. Just, it's sweet, but not overly sweet, but not too sweet. It's light, but it's not too light. Don't you hate it when reviewers do that? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. There's a powdery aspect to this. It leans on the sweeter, sugary side. However, not too sweet. Burberry Her EDT. When I first tried it, I was like, what's the big deal? But I like it. When I actually put it on skin, it's bright, it's effervescent, it's perfect for like your super hot summery days. The Burberry Her EDP with the pink cap that has the strawberry note and it's supposed to smell like that one. It's nice, I like it, but not enough to buy a full bottle. There's something about it that maybe just isn't my zhuzh, but I think it's a nice fragrance. This one here though, beautiful, bright, light. Okay, not an overpowering fragrance, not one of those that is gonna fill up a room or anything, but you're gonna smell fresh and clean and bright for the summer. Thumbs up. Oh, obviously, thumbs up on this one too. A fragrance that I feel meh about and I want to revisit is Idole Aura. It's in its box and it's somewhere in this house because I was intending to sell it and I can't figure out where I put that thing. So it's somewhere ready to be sold. I got to figure it out. Maybe I won't sell it. I'm not sure because I feel like I want to give it another try. It's supposed to be rose, vanilla, salty fragrance. I tried it in Ulta and loved it. I thought it was so beautiful. I walked around with it and I was like, yeah, this is so me. Brought it home and then tried it out at home one day and thought, oh, something about it just didn't feel right to me. I want to try it again though. So it's like a meh because I want to like it. This next fragrance is sitting wherever Idole Aura is. And it is, what is this thing called? True Grace Tropical Summer. True Grace? True Grace. Like the philosophy line, True Grace Tropical Summer. The picture on this thing is misleading. I thought I was going to get this really fun, flirty, coconut, beachy, suntan lotiony kind of a fragrance. And I just got a synthetic mess on my skin that was intolerable. It reminded me a lot of Sand and Sable. You know, it's one of those like a body spray that if you want to spray it on the beach, like Sand and Sable, I'd spray that on the beach and not think seriously of it. But neither of those fragrances would be fragrances that I would wear and want people to like take me seriously or think that I really smell good. They're what you call throwaway fragrances, fragrances that you just wear when you know you're going to be hot and sweaty and it just really doesn't matter and you want to cover up a little bit of your funk, okay? Those, I can't. No, for the price tag here, and it wasn't super expensive. That's not the point. In fact, I got it on sale. But the point is, it's not a body spray price, and I just keep getting duped by like these philosophy fragrances where I'm thinking, I'm going to get something really nice, and then it just doesn't work out for me. So that was a no. Vanille by Franck Boclet. This is one that I've had my eye on for quite a while. Look how much the juice is darkened by the vanilla that's in there. Nice citrusy opening to this deep vanilla fragrance that's great for winter, for fall, but you can also wear this in the spring and the summer. It's really nice. I like this. This is a win for me. An absolute win. You've heard me talk about this several times now. My house goes crazy over it. Husband especially just thinks it is amazing. And it's Issey Miyake L'Eau de Issey Pure Nectar. It just says pure on the bottle, but the technical name is Pure Nectar. It's the one with like this gold, coppery kind of frosted bottle. Beautiful, juicy, floral. It's juicy, but it's also fresh at the same time. Has a little bit of that L'Eau de Issey DNA from the 90s, but it's mostly a fruity, floral, maybe it's not fruity, a sweet floral, and it has touches of aquatic in it. Absolutely gorgeous, feminine, absolute yes, total W. You've heard me mention this in the June monthly fragrance awards video as one that was a meh. I'm not sure about it. Jardins de Bagatelle, Jardins de Bagatelle from Guerlain. This is the Eau de Parfum. This is not the top that goes with it. It's a tester, so I just stuck a little top on here. Supposed to be this super beautiful white floral fragrance. This has touches of greenness, like extreme greenness, and is a little bit on the animalic side. And I'm not sure if that's right or wrong. I wore this briefly, so I need to test this out again. It's a meh for now. An immediate no for me. And I hate this because I really like this whole line in general. I think the bottles are super cute. I think the concept is great. It's called And Soul from Tokyomilk, the Light line, Light 01. And Soul Eau de Parfum. Such cute bottles. I thought this was going to be this light and bright summery fragrance. I don't know how to even describe this. Just like soap gone wrong. It's a no. It's just a no. I couldn't tolerate it. It's supposed to smell like tea, bamboo reed, orchid and air. Tells you the notes right here. Vanilla musk. And yeah, no, nothing like that. Gotta go. This was also in the June Fragrance Awards. I do like this, don't love the bottle, but the fragrance is really beautiful. It's from Jesus del Pozo, and it's called Peony from a collection called The Desert Flowers. Beautiful peony fragrance. However, this is like Angel EDT with peony in it, and I'm talking about the 2011 Comet version of Angel. It's that kind of a sweet smell with peony in it. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And it's a bargain right now on FragranceNet if it's still available. I think I got this in the $50 to $60 range, maybe less. I don't always remember what I paid for stuff, but beautiful fragrance. Fragrance that actually repulsed me. And I'm shocked because I love the main flower in here. It's Jasmin de Paix from Paris Monte Carlo. What a cute little bottle. You know, on camera, this bottle looks okay, but in person, this is like a little, like a plaque almost that's on here, which is really cool. And the pattern is a little bit, it's not raised, but there's a texture to it. That's all I'll say. Cap is pretty. Anyway, the fragrance. This fragrance, this is the most indolic jasmine that I've ever smelled. For those of you that are newer to fragrances, indolic means it smells, some people think it smells a little poopy. For me, it's like a super decaying flower. You know what I'm talking about? Like the image, the romantic image of what a flower smells like, and sometimes what it actually smells like in person are two completely different things. Now, imagine that you have flowers that begin to decay. They have a little bit of a stench to them. even though this is supposed to smell like super fresh jasmine, it maybe took that too far. It's not that it smells like it's decaying. Maybe I'm wrong in saying it smells indolic. Get it together, Veronica. No, it does smell like that. You ever smelled a flower that you thought was going to smell pretty and you're like, ooh, because it doesn't? That's what this smells like. Too much of that. No one in this house likes it. They all agree with me. And I'm really, really sad because I love a good jasmine fragrance. This is way too jasmine. There isn't a whole lot surrounding this. It is jasmine, punch in your face, jasmine forward, and not the kind of jasmine that I enjoy. End of story. This has to go. Next up are 3 Dua fragrances. I have Caramelized Sugar S'mores. Does this smell like caramelized sugar s'mores to me? I'm going to say no on the opening. In the dry down, it gets more into that gourmand territory. When this opens, this reminds me of like if Lune Feline met By the Fireplace and they had a drunken night together. You know what I mean? Like they brought out the worst in each other. That's what the opening of this is like. However, once it calms down, and it calms down quickly within, I would say 10 to 15 minutes, it actually is a nice gourmand fragrance on your skin that leans in like the sugary s'mores direction. You've heard me complain about Dua bottles before, and especially an example of what I'm talking about, because this flap here that crawls around the back actually came raised up, and it stays raised up, and I have to keep pressing it down. So Dua, let's talk about it. Coconut Ice Cream Gelato. It was in my coconut fragrances. Smells exactly like what it sounds like. Coconut ice cream gelato. So good. Really, really nice. And then I have Her Ambition, which is a dupe for Pas Ce Soir. Those other 2 were original Duas. This is a dupe for Pas Ce Soir from BDK Parfums. And I think that this is nearly spot on. In the air, no one can tell the difference. This is really, really good. I still think I want a full bottle of Pas Ce Soir, but I will work with this for now. And it's so good. So good and so almost spot on. Next 3 are from a line called Guru, G-U-R-U. And the reason that I'm laughing is because they were on sale on FragranceNet. I don't know about you. I go down this rabbit hole where if I find a sale and the whole line's on sale, I'm like, maybe I kind of need the whole line. Let's check it out. And I'm spending hours researching it all. So I'm now the proud owner of 7 of these. And for the most part, they have all worked out. I'm going to just talk about 3 of them today. So they look like this. Listen, if anyone knows anything about the origins of this fragrance, there's a website called, I forget what it's called, Guru Fragrances or something. Anyway, they're all eau de parfum concentration. I have looked these up and looked these up until I'm blue in the face. Very few reviews online about them. This one is called Vision. It gives me a really slight Creed Aventus vibe, not heavy, okay? But like if Creed Aventus were watered down and ready for summer. Well, not that Creed Aventus isn't a summer fragrance. You know, it's interesting with Creed Aventus. I'm talking about the men's and the women's version. A lot of people have it in their like summer videos. I don't know that that comes across like a light summer fragrance to me. I tend to think of that as a thicker fragrance. Anyway, this is almost like a summery-er version of Creed Aventus. Okay, Vision. So this is a yes. Then there's Sensation, which has a sultry touch to it. If I didn't know the notes, excuse me, I would say that this has some kind of violet leaf and patchouli and some woody notes in here. So it's a very interesting kind of fragrance, a little bit on the darker, more mysterious side. This is also a win, Sensation. And then there's Love. Again, without looking up the notes, if I just spray it and smell it, it comes across like a very light oud with some kind of bubblegummy flowers in it, maybe a soft tuberose, and a woodiness, a little bit of sweetness. It's called Love, and this is probably one of my favorites from the line. Really interesting fragrance. So the 3 of these, I would say, are thumbs up wins from this incredibly blind buy. There aren't very many videos on YouTube about any of these. I only found like 3 videos, and they weren't that informative. So I was truly blind buying these. Next is from Jo Malone, Tuberose Angelica Rich Extrait. That's literally what it's called. Rich Extrait in this bottle. If you've smelled the original Tuberose Angelica, it's one of those fragrances that you have to be into florals and a little hint of fresh greenness to like it. If you're not into florals, there's no way you're going to like it. This one here is more along the lines of what I thought the Jasmin de Pays from Paris Monte Carlo was actually going to smell like. It has, even though it says tuberose, it has that same kind of jasmine-y smell, but without the stinkiness, like a fresh jasmine fragrance with tuberose. The Angelica gives it this little green touch. I don't even know if there's jasmine in here. I'm not looking up the notes. I'm just telling you that that's what it smells like. It smells like fresh flowers with a green touch, and it's definitely in the extreme white floral direction. What this lacks that may make it unappealing to other people is any kind of sweetness. This is not sweet at all. It is strictly a white floral with a hint of greenness, kind of a fragrance. Lost the camp. So there you go. This is a soft yes. It's not a super love, but it's a soft yes. Then I've talked about this one too. It's Vele or Vili or Vele or something from Tiziano Terenzi, V-E-L-E. This is a beautiful surprise. This is 2 thumbs up for me. Absolute capital W, bolded and underlined and italicized, but not for everyone. There are some of you, if you like traditional fragrances, if you like predictable fragrances, this is not going to be for you. This is a little bit edgier. It has this greenness about it. There's this tropicalness about it, this really creamy, almost yellow floral coconut cream, like the thickest coconut cream that you can imagine underneath this. I wouldn't call it a coconut fragrance. I'm just saying that it adds a lot of depth to this, and florals. Okay, the green, you know, fades off after a while, and you're left with this beautiful floral creamy fragrance that has a little bit of edginess to it, and it's just a pleasant surprise. You will not smell like everyone else. Absolute yes for me. I also have Azora from the Attar collection. It's interesting. This reminds me ever so slightly of Tibet. Not really, okay, but like somewhere in that neighborhood. There's a fruity sweetness in here, and a lot of muskiness, and like a little hint of woodiness in here. Very pretty, very clean and fresh, but also like sultry at the same time. A winner with my husband. Now here's an interesting thing. When he first smelled this, like straight out of the box, he was like, "Oh, that's boring, send it back." And then one day I wore it, and all of a sudden he was like, "What do you have on? This smells amazing." And it was this. So 2 thumbs up for this. A fragrance that I mentioned also in my June Fragrance Awards is White Hinoki by Amarud, one that I had researched and researched and researched before I bought it. It's a very, very bizarre fragrance, but I like it a lot. There's something both casual and super formal about it. The star of the show, obviously, is the Hinoki wood note. There is this fresh, like, herbal thing happening at the top. It's very, very, very aromatic, and you get the Hinoki note, which is like pine, and it's like cypress. It's somewhere in that neighborhood of scent. There's something really just fresh, almost spa-like, but more leaning in the woody direction about this that I really like, with some citrus in the opening. Gorgeous fragrance. If you like a fragrance that's more daring, I would not say this is a feminine fragrance. I don't think it's masculine. Maybe it leans slightly masculine, but it's not really a masculine fragrance. But definitely, if you like your girly scents, this is not it. But this is a yes for me. One of the most elegant new additions to my collection, and I thank Sunny at Sunny Scents for this recommendation because she raved about it. I've heard a lot of people talk about this, but there was something about the way she described it where I just knew I had to have it. This is an affordable beauty, Lalique Le Parfum, one that would be great for a date night when you have a limited number of hours to be somewhere. It is not the super longest lasting, but it lasts long enough for an event. Absolutely gorgeous, elegant vanilla with this bay note, like a bay leaf note that gives it this edginess. By edginess, I mean it's an aromatic quality that's unexpected in this that you wouldn't normally associate with vanilla. When we think about vanilla, we tend to think of like gourmand or sweet fragrances, and sometimes vanilla and florals and whatever. This vanilla with that like kitchen bay leaf note is something spectacular. In here, there's also some pink pepper. Almond and heliotrope round this out. I mean, this is like an ultimate womanly fragrance in my opinion. Yes, absolute yes, capital letter W. Win. Talked about this in my June fragrances too. Sorry, I know some of this is repeat. Le Baiser du Dragon from Cartier. Absolutely gorgeous. This is like a creamy almondy fragrance with a little bit of edge to it. Others mentioned in that video that they wore a vintage version of this. If there is a vintage version, I really don't know a lot about the history of this fragrance. I think there was a bottle before this that was different. Anyway, I'm wondering if they wore either a different formulation or there was also a parfum version of this instead of the eau de parfum, which is what this is. Anyway, really beautiful, elegant fragrance. Absolute W. Big win. Yes. Another one is a fragrance that I had sampled before and I liked it. And I thought it would be fun to have that in my collection. It's Xerjoff Dolce Amalfi. So I love the yellow of this bottle, and it reminds me of what this smells like, because to me, this is a juicy fruit bubblegum fragrance. Others talk about this as smelling more spicy on them. I'm not sure that I pick up a lot of the spice. I pick up this fun, juicy fruit kind of a fragrance that is just awesome for summer. I'm going to wear it in winter and see if it changes then. Maybe it's just the way the bottle looks with the yellow and the sort of marine theme here on the sticker. I don't love the sticker part, but that's okay. The fragrance is fun. I like this a lot. This is a yes. And then a fragrance that I can't find. It must be wherever Lancome Idole Aura and that Grace Philosophy Tropical something or other fragrances, because I need to give this away. I can't even sell it because it's so expensive. There's no point in selling it. I'm just going to pass it along. And it's CK Into You. I wanted to like this so much. When I sprayed it initially, I thought, okay, I can get down with this. And as it sat and sat on my skin, and I did a full day wear twice, okay? Well, maybe not full day. I did half day wears twice. And here's why, because it fades very quickly. Thankfully, I would have been very upset if that had lasted longer than just a few hours. I don't know if it's that there's something like grapefruity, acidic, or something about it to me, but it just didn't work, which is weird because I typically love citrus fragrances that are fresh, but something about this one just felt very unappealing. It just didn't work for me, and I was sad. I had even seen it compared to Santal Complet, and I wonder, was the comparison with the Into Her version or the men's version? I'm not really sure, but I didn't get anything of the sort when I smelled it. And it just made me sad. So that was a fail. So that wraps up part one of this Blind Buy Chronicles kind of a video. I definitely have a part two. And as I'm looking down my list, there's probably a part three brewing because there's been a lot of buying lately. And some of them are absolutely staying. Some I need to test and others just gotta go right away. They didn't even make it into the collection. So I hope that you enjoy this kind of video. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you'd like to see more of after part two, because I'm definitely doing that. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video.